Hey, how's it going YouTube? I'm your host Landon Do Not Sing, and welcome to another scary urban legend video. If you guys love to hear scary urban legends, why don't you guys hit the like button on this video and also subscribe to us because we are on the road to 4 million subscribers. The question is, can we do it? Okay, so Ouija boards are also known as spirit boards because people use them to communicate with spirits and demons. There are a lot of warnings against Ouija boards, but despite all of those cautionary tales, people still use Ouija boards. So have you guys ever played the Ouija board? I know I did, and it freaks me out because the thing literally moves and everyone around me is like, I swear I'm not moving it. So unless they're all liars, we summoned a ghost. Okay, well, let's take a look at this list. This is the top 10 scary Ouija board urban legends. Maybe this list will make you think twice before you pull out your Ouija board from underneath your bed and, communicate with the dead. Starting us off on this list, and at number 10, the whole town went insane. In the 1920s, the population of a small town in Southern California went insane after they fiddled around with the Ouija board. It all began when the police arrested 7 people after they stripped nude and began to act completely insane and unstable. Over the course of a few days, the insanity spread like wildfire throughout the town. The police officers were even found stripping down naked and running into stores and banks while yelling hysterically. The town hall officials were terrified that this insanity would spread to other nearby towns, so they brought in a ton of mental health specialists to examine all the people who went insane. Even though they weren't able to come to a conclusion, the government didn't want to take any risks, so they banned Ouija boards within their town limits. That is crazy. And at number 9, never play the Ouija board in a graveyard. I mean, who is doing it? When you're playing the Ouija board, you are contacting whatever spirits are around you. So logically, if you're playing your Ouija board in a graveyard, you're taking a pretty big risk. When you're in a graveyard, you're literally surrounded by spirits and ghosts and whatever is around you. So the chances of you contacting an evil or a wicked spirit, it increases dramatically. You also shouldn't use Ouija boards at the scene of an accident, a mass death, or murder. That's because the amount of violence that surrounds those places are more likely to attract spirits or demons who, they want to hurt you once you summon them. Figure 8 ironically comes into this list at number 8. Alright, so there are a lot of ways you can tell if the Ouija board session has gone horribly wrong. One of the major telltales is when your planchette moves through the alphabet or numbers, or if it hits the corners or makes a figure 8. If your planchette, that little figure thing you move around the board, if it begins to move across the board in any of these patterns, it's probably a good time to say goodbye. Bathe in holy water and go see a priest, because it is time to confess all of your sins. These are all the signs that your Ouija board have been taken over by an evil spirit or a demon. But the worst case scenario is if your planchette moves in a figure 8 position, because the evil spirits is letting you know that they have control of the board and you are no longer in control, my friend. So if you see the figure 8, you're supposed to immediately end the session by saying goodbye and just hope and pray that the evil spirits leave you alone. Next up at number 7, never burn a Ouija board. This is a big no-no. According to a popular urban legend, you are never supposed to burn a Ouija board no matter what. If you decide to burn a Ouija board, prepare to suffer from the consequences. Apparently, if you set a Ouija board on fire, you anger all of the spirits and ghosts who have made contact with you, and then they are released from the board and they're going to be in your house. A lot of people who have tried to get rid of the boards that by burning it have reported that when they set the board on fire, it made a loud, high-pitched screaming sound that haunts them while they sleep. And another person have actually reported that after they set their board on fire, they found one piece of the board, it survived, and it said the word yes. Not sure what that means, so make sure you guys don't burn your Ouija boards, unless you guys are prepared to suffer. You could release spirits into your home, and this brings us into number 6. If you manage to not get possessed by a demon after playing with the Ouija board, that doesn't mean that you won't have any negative consequences to deal with. You could easily release a bad spirit into your home. It is believed that Ouija boards act like portholes to other dimensions, and when you open up the board, you have no idea who you're going to be communicating with. Some spirits might appear to be friendly, but spirits are compulsive liars, and they will say anything to trick you. After you have the session with the board, you might start to hear some strange noises, things might start to move around your home, or your electrical devices might start to stop working on their own. Either way, you are going to need a lot of holy water and prayers, because once a demon or bad spirit haunts your home, you're gonna have a tough time getting rid of it. Gotta call like the Ghostbusters or someone. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert in this. Okay, be careful because in at number 5, you could be possessed if you play with the Ouija board. It is believed that when you play with the Ouija board, you're putting your life in danger because you could be messing around with spirits or demons, and these guys have the ability to possess your body and soul. For me, I guess I don't have a problem with this because I don't have a soul. Well, there are countless reports of people being possessed by ghosts or demons after using the Ouija board. Over in Colombia, 20 students were rushed to the hospital after a Ouija board session went horribly wrong. A bunch of these students became hysterical and started to faint after they played with the Ouija board mobile app. They had a demonic look in their eyes and they were shouting, "The devil is going to take me." Doctors couldn't find anything medically wrong with them, so they brought in a priest to try to help these possessed students. Looking through the planchette comes in on this list at number 4. According to the spooky urban legend, if you look through that device, you will see spirits that are surrounding you while you are playing the Ouija board. I advise you guys to not try this. I've never tried this because I am way too afraid to do so. So yeah, no thanks. I personally would rather not see all these creepy demons lurking over my shoulder. It's just best to just not know. But I know some people are curious, and I know a lot of you guys are curious. So you've probably tried this. Let me know what happens when you try it in the comment section below. And if nothing happened, just make up a story. Some of these older planchettes don't have a viewing glass, so I think this urban legend became more popular when the Ouija board movies were released because they look through it. Okay, next up at number 3, always dismiss the spirit. If you ever played the Ouija board, you know one of the major rules is to say, "Goodbye, spirits, like I'm done playing with you, night night, leave me alone now." If you don't do this, very bad things can happen. According to the urban legend, if you don't firmly say goodbye to the spirits, the portal remains open and they will be able to pass through and do whatever they want to you. Another urban legend claims that if you don't say goodbye to the spirits will demand that you give them a sacrifice, and if you don't give them one, they will send demons after you. Coincidentally, a lot of people who have failed to close the portal have reportedly gone insane and now live in mental institutions. I'm not sure if I 100% believe that. So, but for this one, lesson learned. Don't forget to say goodbye, or better yet, how about you don't say hello? Don't start playing the game. The Ouija board can make you do things against your will, and this forces its way into number 2. Apparently, if you mess around with the Ouija board and you don't use it properly, demons or spirits can take control of your actions and thoughts and force you to do things that you never thought were possible. Take, for example, the murder of Brian Roach. He was slaughtered by his mother-in-law back in 2001 when the police interrogated her. She said that she was playing with the Ouija board when her 2 granddaughters and board told her to kill him. Later on, she also tried to kill the youngest daughter because she thought she was being possessed. And over in the UK, Paul Carroll drowned and dismembered the family dog, and his wife and kids took a bunch of prescription pills after the Ouija board session and tried to set the house on fire. And finally, in at number 1, I think we've done it again. We've saved the best for last, or worst for last in this case. We have Zuzu the Demon. Zuzu is one of the most infamous demons that is known to cause havoc and scary paranormal activities during Ouija board sessions. No one knows the history of Zozo, but those who are unfortunate enough to contact Zozo have reported terrifying experiences. He is most often contacted through the Ouija board and has the potential to do some significant physical and mental harm to other users. One of the most famous encounters with Zozo was the man from Oklahoma. He first ran into this demon while he was playing the Ouija board with his girlfriend. At first, the Zozo was sharing information with him about the spiritual world, so this made the man addicted to the Ouija board, but over time Zozo became much more sinister. The man played so often that he eventually had a nervous breakdown and was claiming that demons were constantly following him. Zozo even said that he would steal the spirits of his daughter. When she nearly died, the man attempted to perform an exorcism to get Zozo away from his family, but that just him off even more, so now he runs a website and warns people about the dangers about messing around with the Zozo the Demon. Well, there you guys have it. Hopefully you guys aren't too freaked out, and hopefully you guys never see Zozo the Demon because he sounds pretty scary to me. Well, thanks for watching this video, guys. We'll see you guys all in the next one.